let's talk about Drake. All right. So
Drake.
I need that sound now. Drake. So
Drake.
the last time you heard us, which sucks because I almost called you like, yo, we got to redo the last part because we recorded that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
We recorded it before
Before the drop.
the Kanye drop, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so we were speaking on it like, and then by the time you heard on Tuesday, you're like, Nicky Moose, what are you talking about?
Right.
It dropped.
This totally didn't go down this way. Right.
So
Sorry, y'all.
right. Let's give that to ourselves. We apologize. However, we are completely up to date. Kanye dropped and Drake dropped. And yeah, did you listen to both? Let's have a fan moment before I get into a rollout moment. Did you listen to both?
I have. I can't give my official scoring card just yet because I'm typically someone who, like, certain music takes a while to grow on me.
Okay.
And I've spent more time listening to the Kanye album. So, like, right now I find myself leaning on that side, not because I necessarily think it's better, but I'm just like, I spent more time like listening to it, so I can't make an official judgment yet. But I'm a little surprised by Drake's approach. Like I joked around with my text today when I was like, you asked me how I was doing. I was like, I'm in my feelings. Drake dropped. And I was like, because we're used to him having some form of, that kind of music. And especially with that title, I'm like, Certified Lover Boy. Oh, it's a rap. Yeah, he's definitely going to come and sing his heart out. But we didn't see none of that here. So I need a couple days to digest a little bit. But yeah, that move that Kanye pulled and just said, I'm gonna race for the buzzer beater. Interesting.
So I have a conspiracy theory about that.
Do you? Okay.
I do. So this is what I think, right? Mm-hmm. I think, and I could be wrong, like he put out the album, but then post saying Universal pushed out my album without my permission, right? I think the record label, Universal, is smart because if he would have went head to head with Drake, he would not have won. Wouldn't have won. So why don't we drop it now? Get the numbers, break the records, get our, platinum status, whatever he is at this moment, right? Let's get the numbers right. And then, Drake is going to come out and we're still good because we did our launch successfully.
Right.
I think that's what happened.
So you think they pulled a move on him?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The second that Drake did that whole ESPN situation and hacked it and said that September 3rd, I'm dropping, I think that the label got nervous. And they dropped it. They said, oh, no, I don't care. Let's get this out. It's not.
I got a question, actually. Do you think that certain artists get to a level where their fan base is so in love with them that even if the music is not good, they're still going to support heavily?
Yes.
Okay, now here's a bigger question. Do you think that's what happened with Drake on this album? Like, what's your take on the album?
No, I like the album.
Oh, you do? Okay,
I
okay.
do.
Got it.
I like the album.
Okay.
So here's the thing. And I was talking, shout out to CJ. Every single time a major person drops, me and C talk, right? Through text. I did this. I listened to the first 2 songs, and then I went and did the cheat code and went straight to Rick Ross and Lil Wayne's song. Have you heard that one yet?
No.
Oh, that will listen to that.
That would change the game?
That will change. I called the
Okay.
album of the year off of that track.
Oh, wow. Let me see how far I'm in, too. Yeah.
No, anybody, and please hit the reviews, hit the comments, whatever you need to do. If I am lying, if that Rick Ross and Lil Wayne and Drake song isn't fire, that one is fire. So, yes,
Because
there's
I
some.
typically listen on like in a straight, in order. So right now I'm on Race My Mind. That's how much I got into it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Ideally, you're supposed to listen to an album straight. Yes.
Right.
However, once I found out those two were on the same track, I went straight there. I listened to the whole verse, right? And just because of my religion, I cannot speak negative on that track. So, so Jay spitting was fire.
Right.
That's all I'll say. So overall, I don't know if I could pick between the two at this moment. I think I will listen to Drake's more than Ye. Reason why is it's more on like just the entertainment kind of vibe, where Ye is definitely on the God vibe.
Yeah.
So you have to be in a certain mood and a certain season to listen to that over and 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 over again. That's how I feel.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
I'm with the God vibe a lot. So I kind of maybe that's why I've been enjoying. Yeah, that's why I've been enjoying Kanye. But and you're right. I guess that summed it up, because like I saw something on. It actually came up like as a recommended tweet on our account for Nicky and Moose. If you are, go follow us on. You know what I'm saying? Follow us on Twitter at Nicky and Moose. But a recommended tweet came up.
Like the plug right there. I like it.
Yeah, for real. A recommended tweet came up, and it kind of broke down a verse from Drake, and they were like saying, "Oh, he's getting at Ye in this verse."
With the address one?
Let me pull it up. It was something about like him being spiritual, like something like that. Let me see. Hang on. Okay, here it is. It says, what song is this?
I don't know.
It got some curses in it, so I'm gonna kind of stay away. But it's something along the lines of.
Well, if you listen to episode 50, that's not gonna be a problem.
Right. Well, I guess we're preparing you for it in a sense. That's right.
You've been warned. Okay, let me give the disclaimer real quick. A little side note. Y'all know on Nicky and Moose, we try to keep it PG-13 at least. You know what I mean? PG-13 at least for the babies and stuff. Like just in case you're riding in the car with the babies. This next episode, don't have the babies around unless you with it. Like there's some parents that are like, this is how we speak. I'm cool with that, right? However, we shot our shot. We got the guests, and we just had a really raw conversation. And so we're big on our guests being who they authentically are, and I'm not going to censor that. And I couldn't anyways. It was too much. So, warning.
Unless you wanted to listen to the beeps the whole way. Yeah,
like the 90s, like the early 2000s where it was like everything else. You couldn't hear the song. You just couldn't hear the song. It was horrible. But did you find it?
No, I think you're right. It is about the one with the address.
Okay.
Because
So
at the very
that's
end,
the
the very
7
end, it says
a.m.
get that address to your driver.
Yep,
Make
that's the
it
7 a.m.
your
one.
destination. So is that true? Is that really towards him?
Yeah, that was he dropped his address. Kanye dropped Drake's address on social media and then erased it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Savage mode. Okay.
Absolutely. So,
Wow.
but let's get into the rollout. Y'all let us know what y'all thought of the albums. Which ones do you listen more to? All that great stuff. But I thought this rollout was genius. Okay, we talked some of the rollout, but then there was more. So, first and foremost, he dropped multiple billboards in different cities, right? So, the cool thing about it is he gave hints of who is the features through each billboard and strategically placed the billboards where that feature lives or is known for the most, right? So on the screen for our listeners, we have one that says, "Hey Miami, the biggest boss is on CLB," right? Which you can assume is Rick Ross, right? Then in New York, you see it says New York Gifts and the Pizza, you know what I mean? And then it says, "Hey New York, the GOAT is on CLB," right? And then in Atlanta, it says Slime, Pluto, Savage, and Baby are on CLB. And there was multiple other billboards that was placed. I think Houston had one. I know Toronto had one like, yo, the greatest rapper of all time signed me and is going to be on CLB. Like how he strategically placed that for social proof is amazing because you know people are going to take pictures and be like, yo, I see the billboard. Here's a, they're saying these people are on. So kind of making it what is that? Scavenge hunt kind of thing. What's that thing called?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
Okay.
it. Scavenge hunt is right. Yeah.
So making it into that and having people put, okay, you said the GOAT, that could possibly be Jay-Z. Yo, you said greatest rapper of all time or whatever, alive, that could be Lil Wayne. Yo, who is, I think what was it? Smirk. They're like, yo, who's Smirk? Like Nick was like, who's Smirk? I was like, Dirk, dummy. But whatever, not everybody knows that. So I think that was really fun. And then, of course, he dropped the album cover and officially released the date of saying September 3rd, Certified Lover Boy, right? Which is a whole bunch of pregnant emojis. All right. And so everybody was like, oh my God, pregnant emojis. This is so fire. Right? I thought it was so simple. This is what I love, right? And let me go back to this. This is what I love. Because let me geek out from a content standpoint real quick. It always takes the highest influential person, one of the highest, to dumb back down content. You know what I mean? To dumb back down what we believe a release is supposed to look like, a product, a service is supposed to look like, content supposed to look like, because all he did was put emojis as an art cover.
Yeah.
And so here we are thinking we have to have some crazy graphic, some crazy videos, all this great stuff, but it takes one of the most influential people in the world to say, nah, I'm going to just do emojis.
Right.
Boom, 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 right? Now, the dope part about it is, of course, with Drake, there's always a deeper meaning, right? Some people just was like, oh, pregnant people, great. Nope. So shout out to Ebro of Hot 97, right? He said, according to the internets, I love
Plural.
that, internets, Drake is dropping Certified Lover Boy, an album about love, baby making, 9 months after the expected release date. 9 months is a full term of pregnancy on Labor Day weekend, which is why there are pregnant emojis on the cover, right? First off, it doesn't even have to be that deep.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be that
like
deep.
it,
Now,
yeah.
I do remember the little promo video of the kid looking up. On January, he was supposed to launch. He was supposed to release the project. Clearly, September makes 9 months. Yep. I didn't even know it was Labor Day weekend. I'm so, like, when you live this life, you don't know
I
holidays.
literally didn't. Yeah, I had a meeting today
right.
and somebody said that. Oh, so what are you doing for Labor Day? I said, what?
Right.
Yeah, totally didn't know. Right there with you.
So, so the fact that something so simple could have a meaning like that, and people don't even realize it, they just get so amped up that he's dropping a project. It brings back the whole, if we're going to do something like that, right? We can have simple looks. We can have simple situations. It's the meaning behind it that puts some context to it. It's the meaning that's really going to drive how people perceive it. Like, oh, he's giving birth. Oh my God, this project's about to be fire. Da 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 da. Like, this is his baby. And it's probably not even that deep, right? Granted, Drake, I did love the album, okay? CJ thinks it wasn't up to standards because you did not have a lot of bop to it like you normally do. However, I enjoyed it. I said it was the album of the year, but that's okay. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Until probably Kendrick drops, and then we'll see. Hear me?
It's true. It's true. Yeah, no, he's known, but Drake is known for being a very memeable artist, if I could say that. Memeable. Like, he's really good at creating those. Yeah, I think we just made a word. He's
it may
really
not
good
be. We probably could look it up, and there is something called memeable.
Okay, no, that's fair. I mean, it should be. It should be. I mean, it makes sense to me, so I'm with it. But no, I think he's been somebody who's definitely good at creating those moments. I think there was even a documentary on just how good he is about really getting the internet to rally behind him and do a lot of the heavy lifting. So we might have even talked about that when we did way back. Shout out to those very day ones on the Facebook when we did the breakdown, where we kind of covered some of those concepts where he's really...
Was that the Facebook? I think that was actually the podcast too.
Oh, it was on the podcast already? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Man, it feels like it's so long ago.
Now I'm going to look.
Yeah, it feels like so long ago. But shoot, going on 50, that must have been at least a year ago, if that's the case. Because we dropped... It was legit,
we're almost
right?
at a year. We're almost at a year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
We're almost at a year. October makes it a year, I think. Because we dropped October 5th or 7th. I got to look it up. It's one of those two. Okay. So we got to...
I know our first official podcast episode was the Floyd episode.
Yep. It's the... Drake is the 4th episode.
Okay. So he is on the podcast. Okay. Got it.
He was on the podcast. There's a whole breakdown if you want that. Yeah. Go back to episode 4.
Go check that out for real. Yeah, no, but I remember that, like, we were talking about how he's just really good at creating those moments that go crazy on the internet. And even if you think about, like, him using those billboards, he's not just doing the album. Like, naturally, everyone has a bias for the hometown kid, right? Yeah. Or the hometown gal. So, like, if you're walking through Times Square or someone in New York and you're seeing, that slogan for the GOAT and you immediately think Jay, it's like, oh, I'm going to go listen because if I'm a New Yorker, I'm probably a Jay-Z fan, so I'm going to go check that out. Yeah. So I think the fact that he used that home crowd kind of energy to it to get people interested in wanting to check it out, and you're more than likely going to listen to more than one song, right? But, I mean, I saw what you posted on the account today, broke records in, I think, less than 24 hours, right?
Apple and Spotify. After I posted that, Spotify then posted that it was the most streamed album in a day.
Wow.
I'm really not surprised that people have been waiting for this album. It does have really good features. I was talking to the guys and they were like, did you find it funny that it had Jay-Z and Travis Scott back to back? do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think that's being petty? I was like, Drake is petty through the whole album. It doesn't does it matter? I'm still saying, I'm gonna look it up. There was this one petty bar that I want the shirt, and I put it on my stories, and I said, followers, like, hello, I need this shirt. Whoever could get this shirt, I don't know where this shirt is at. I need this shirt. And somebody was like, I got you. Give me the size. I was like, small. Hello, please. It was, hold on. I'm going to tell you right now. It was like, here we go. I don't miss, let alone miss you.
Right. I seen that.
What? I need that. What? I don't miss, let alone miss you. What? I will look at somebody dead in the eye and say that. Oh, I would.
That's savage. Savage. Yeah, that's definitely savage mode.
I need that shirt. Yep. He made a shirt of it. I don't know where this merch is. Somebody let us know where the Certified Lover Boy merch is, because it's very important, at least in my life. Okay? At least in my life. But like I said, the rollout in itself is just social media friendly, and which is why it's done so well, because it's so out there. Like, we've been looking forward to it. Now, the ESPN one wasn't necessarily social media-ish, except for like from a TMZ vibe. Like, yo, he released it on ESPN. Right. Yeah. So that alone, yes, right? It's just unusual. And I think as we're seeing some of these artists, like, of course, Khaled is always going to be the king of rollouts for me. How he does things, and how it's like, almost done. Album is 90% done. We're like, Negro, hello, when is it going to be done? Oh, it's done. Yes. And I had a live before this, literally asking, yo, and we could get probably into this part like in the after show, but is it smart to make your followers wait? Like, we waited 9 months for Drake, pretty much longer than that too. We just waited 9 months till he officially announced it, right? And then, Kanye we just wait forever for Kanye. I mean, he had to run for president and all this great stuff. So it's like, we know we're not on Drake and Kanye vibes yet. And I mean, we as listeners, not just me and Moose, you know what I mean? But how do you look at this? Like, could we do the same thing? And I came to the conclusion of, you can, but only to your community, only to your tribe members. You can't do that in totality. They can, because the whole world is their tribe members.
Right. But even with them, I think at some point it's gonna run dry. Like, that's a trick that they're like true listeners are gonna be like, all right, I'm over it. Like, how long are you gonna keep doing this? Like, I think even with Kanye, like the third time that he did the same move, it was like, okay, come on now.
Nah,
like,
I think we complained and then still listen.
I mean, of course, we're still gonna listen. But I'm saying, if he were to come back and do the same thing on the next album, it'll be like, I don't know. Like, it's a bit much. The first time he did it was cool. The first time was cool. I was like, oh shoot, that's kind of clever. Like, he's like really saying like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I just said it was a listening party. The third time, I'm like, oh nah, come on now. Personally, I mean, I still listen to him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still gonna listen, but I'm just saying, like,
there's still gonna be people who show up.
There's crazy.
People who are still going to complain and still going to listen to it the second it drops. It's just, it's one of those things that you don't like to wait, but you know you're going to anyways.
In a weird way, it is like a reverse psychology on the FOMO part, because it's like, you don't want to not pay attention, and then it does actually drop, and you're like, what? it dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think that in a sense, it is FOMO. We've talked about that for sure.
Yeah, it is.